All right, now we've just looked at taking this expression here and completing the square. And here is the completed square version of that. Now we're going to solve it. So I'm going to show you two ways of doing that. One way is just to do exactly what I've done here, work it through, and now make this equal to 0. So I wouldn't have equal signs along here. I would make these implied signs. Now, obviously, we need equal signs for this because I'm moving from one step to the next step to the next step. But I would actually go now. If I was going to complete the square and solve, I could put a equals here. Now, the equals won't be under each other, which I do not like, but I'll try and get them as best I can. So put them equals under each other. Now, I am ready to go ahead and solve. So I could, and I'm going to show you two ways of doing this, by the way. Here's the first way. So now I'm going to add 81 over 4 to both sides. So, of course, 81 over 4 minus 81 over 4 is 0. That means on the side I've got now an x minus 3 over 2, all squared is equal to, and I've got 81 over 4. Now I'm going to find the square root of both sides. I'm going to find the square root of this side, square root of that side. Of course, when I find the square root, I must write plus and minus, plus or minus. So this now, the square root of the square cancel. I'm left with an x minus 3 over 2 is equal to. Now, what I'm going to do at this point is the first thing I'm going to find the square root of these folks here. So 81, well, square root of 81 is going to be 9. Square root of 4 is going to be a 2. Now, this is still plus or minus that, mind you. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this bit over here on the side. Because ultimately, I want to be left with x. So I'm going to add 3 over 2 to both sides, plus 3 over 2. Now, when I do it, first thing I notice is 3 over 2 minus 3 over 2 is 0. So I'm left with an x is equal to. On this side, though, I've got 3 plus or minus 9, but the common denominator is now 2, so I can just put the whole thing over 2 like that. Now, I can go ahead, and this now becomes very, very simple. I don't even need a calculator to solve this. In fact, I'm not going to bother. Okay, let's have a look what I've got. So I've now got 3 plus 9. Well, 3 plus 9, I'm going to do plus first. 3 plus 9 is 12, divided by 2 is a 6. So I can say either x is equal to 6 or x is equal to, now I'm going to do the opposite, it is actually the opposite, 3 minus 9. Now 3 minus 9 is negative 6. And negative 6 divided by 2, negative 6 divided by 2 is going to be a negative 3. And that is my solution. So that's one way of completing the square and solving by completing the square. So I actually started off over here. I completed the square first, and then I made everything equal to 0, and I just made x the subject. And that's solving by completing the square. Let's take a look in a moment. I'll do in the next video. I'll show you how to complete the square without quite doing it that way. We'll do it a slightly different way.